you have.
That's what I'm saying. But right now there is no move that I can see of getting long-term finance. It's a big issue that will happen.
Issue is not there is a new willingness to make it happen. Things will happen. There is no question about it. What I think we need to translate this into this. What is the infrastructure support requirement? How will that have money be invested? What will be the vehicles? Because if you don't create it, you can write all this projects. You don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, if you
don't create the road network, if you don't create the airport, the logistic movement will not happen. But the need is there, the growth, the opportunity is there.
Undoubtedly,
there is no question, and it will come. Money is available. I slightly disagree with you on money. Money is available today because they see the potential. But the issue is about debt, which is very correct.
And that's that equity money is available as much as you want.
The debt need for infrastructure particularly, and also all this debt component of it is
equity money is also available on the assumption that debt will come. It will come and cheap. It is not, can you finance it at 15%?
But actually, I have a slight theory there because if you have the right project, money will come. The question is, there was belief it should be possible of implementation in the time period.
No, money comes on a select basis. Money comes on select basis, debt funding, and there is a definite shortage. Unless the financial sector reforms is introduced, there is long-term money is going to be a shortage.
Long-term debt
it will be available only to maybe Ramesh or to you or to him like that, because it is not for everybody. Because they have a limited pool, they will decide who is the best among all and they will only give them. It's tough. But the financial sector reform may bring more money. But IIFS, for example, the new entity government has formed, is rightly, repeatedly saying that things are happening, but slowly. Which is, we all agree.
Yeah, the amount of money we're talking about is peanuts. I mean, World Bank is talking about a $1 billion fund for India. What nonsense? $1 billion? Absolute.
But market money will come, but those reforms have to come. I think that's a part, what I'm really trying to do, translating this into reality. What is required? The infrastructure support and money. One part is debt. I think it's a real issue. But having said that it will come, let's identify what is that space. It means all those support infrastructure money required have to be made available. Because that is where we need to get the reforms done quickly in terms of timing to make this happen in the same time.
Also, again, take another example, telecom you're talking about. The incremental capex for telecom is falling faster than the penetration is falling, is growing. That is why it is possible for you to set up at $80 a new cell site incrementally, and that will straight away start generating you 20-30% return. Because you are going further and further down. I mean, today we are probably one of the most efficient telecom providers at $10 per month ARPU. There is no other country which operates. And for us to go at this stage, we have to go down to $7 per month ARPU. Right? At $7 per month ARPU, you have to talk about a new business model straight away for you to be making money. But we are making money and making money at 25%. Retail, nobody makes money in retail.
You've been telling me for quite some time.
Nobody makes money in retail, no matter what the balance sheet says. Take it from me. I know, you go and talk outside.
What do you have to say about your friend Subha?
Like I said, nobody makes money in retail. We can discuss it offline. Whatever the balance sheet.
Your question.
That is why,
we have arranged for a lunch.
I go to my sister's place. It is 1.5 hours from now.
Okay. We will just closing in maybe another 5 minutes.
Sure.
If that is fine, and then we will go for lunch.
One point, just I want to mention that I fully agree with Mr. Krishnamurthy what he told, that supporting infrastructure and other requirements, ultimately timely implementation is the key word for any success. As we have been talking that road should come first or the port facility should come first. Really, both are complementary to each other. Both should come simultaneously.
So I'll give you an example on this.
Yeah.
Transfer lane. We have proposed a 6-lane road. We said this is not enough, we really look at the next 10 years. Let's make it 8-lane. Secondly, instead of putting a separate rail track, make provision for a rail track to come on top.
MRTs.
That's how it's built worldwide. Apart from the fact it is less investment, it is also the most efficient way of doing it. Even if you don't implement the rail today, make provision for it. So that when you decide to book it, okay, again which agency will do the rail will come. But that will come on top. Finally, why? Because of various agencies involved. We are going ahead with the bidding process with a 6-lane road as opposed to 8-lane road with a provision for a rail. make our investments more cost effective, efficient. All that.
I quite respect your views, but at the same time, see, we've been working as consultants to a lot of companies, and so the issue with maybe 10 years back when Mr. Gandhi was trying to set up a port, the issue was getting it financed from a bank. I mean, that was one thing. Even Mr. Mahapatra also, of course, he belongs to Tata Group and L&T as a JV, so finance is not an issue with them. But we work with Gangavaram Port, which was set up by a software company, VisualSoft. There are JSW, there are so many port infrastructure. We are increasingly realizing that financial closure is not an issue today. The basic issue is able to tie up the whole thing, able to get the customers, able to create the infrastructure in the speed. He was also mentioning, Mr. Mahapatra, if the Dhamra port had come some 10 years back or 5 years back, they would have really ridden on the growth which is there. So when we work closely, we realize their biggest constraint is not capital today. It is able to execute the project, which is a big challenge, especially in infrastructure, looking at land, looking at so many problems which are there, as well as able to tie up the customers and create a value chain which is attractive. So that seems to be the the bottleneck which is there. Government policies, the best part in this sector is there are no policies many places. So people have field day and they can do things, and they can, at the state level, apart from Gujarat, many of the states don't even know what kind of regulations are required. So that's, I don't know whether it's good or bad, but it's again not that big an issue. So, but definitely those industries will set up. Orissa, we have been to each and every plant. We have seen all this 100 million ton or 40, 55 MOUs. At least 70% of them, they have started the construction now, which is a big thing. No, and they're all bank financed, please believe me. So there are steel projects coming, and there are connecting infrastructure happening. There will be bottlenecks, no doubt about it. But in spite of that, I think in spite of Bangalore being what it is, we are still doing great IT out of there. I mean, Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, Gurgaon, everywhere. Then yesterday I got a call from a friend from Gurgaon. He says Gurgaon is like a Bihar. He's from Bihar. He says there are no lights, there are no street lights, the cows are moving. Who says Gurgaon is like a Singapore? And he was scribbling for half an hour about the problems in Gurgaon, but the fact is he's here, and and the whole things are happening. So we'll have best and the worst together. Dickens thing, it was the best of the time, it was the worst of the time. So we are passing through that phase.
What are the 2 or 3 sectors which is going to drive this logistics in terms of end user sales?
See, in terms of the bulk side, if you talk, then the steel capacity on the eastern side is a massive capacity which is coming. Of course, they are also involved. Second is the power. I'm talking of bulk. So you talk of steel, you talk of power, and then the refinery side, the oil side, the refining capacity. We've done considerable forecast there. So that's on the bulk side. On the container side, the entire manufacturing 15% growth which is taking place over the last 10-15 years, and so that's the container and retail gets merged, and that's the other side. In terms of India automobile and the light engineering, we have an expertise which is quite good, and we have seen engineering goods are growing by 26% for last 8 to 10 years, and that's a very strong growth rate taking place. So light engineering, automobile on the container side, electronics, import, which is becoming major thing, as well as on the bulk side, steel, power, all these are the major drivers which are there.
And then of course agriculture side.
And that's like the reefer and agri, and that's still not opened up.
Well, that's the
One
biggest
doesn't know.
area which is
Even the domestic volumes could be very, very huge. In fact, Manmohan Singh gave a lecture on ISB on the global and logistics in the rural side, which is a major issue. Once the road infrastructure comes, then obviously this will.
Do you have experience with how this Bharat Nirman project is going? The last project they had announced.